So where have you networked?
Man, I've been to New York. That's kind of what started everything out for me was, going up and meeting with Island Def Jam and their vice president, and like just like that was when I started. Like I said, that was when I was in a group, and I was in a meeting with their vice president for about 6 hours, and nothing happened, didn't get signed, but was just told a lot of good shit and told that, if you can continue this journey and grind hard, like you can make it, so I haven't stopped. So yeah, I'm not only working with, like here at Lit Up AV Studios, I've been out to Atlanta and worked in 3MG Studios, and, I'm talking to a couple labels out in California, and it's like kind of iffy on labels, but, there's always certain ones that can help, so, I've networked outside in different states, and, I feel like with time, my sound and the way my style is like, eventually gonna get me in a different state, which I mean honestly it would be cool to go to California where I was born, you know what I'm saying? So I am in talks with people over there with, eventually hopefully making that happen. And like I was managed a little bit from people out of Sweden and Houston, and I was, in talks with possibly going to Sweden, which could have, changed a lot of shit in my career. Didn't work out, you know what I'm saying, which, today I'm thankful for. But it's like, it's crazy to see like putting music out, how far it's reached and how far it's got me, you know what I'm saying? To have someone from Sweden contact you and like, hey, we came across your music, like we want to help take care of your shit, like you don't have to pay for nothing, you can you can go to the studio, you can go do this and this and this, and it's like, sometimes shit feels surreal, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's cool, So that kind of happened, when I started doing my solo thing. I got managed out of Sweden and Houston, and I feel like as of January 2017, is like out of the whole 9 years I've been doing this music, like it's finally the beginning of like everything I wanted to do, every decision I wanted to make on my music, promotion, just every choice I wanted to make as of like January, like I'm finally on my own doing that shit now. So it's been a journey, man. I have never stopped with this shit, and it's like crazy to think, despite who I started with, who I met along the way, and to get where I am now. And I feel like finally, since I'm in 100% control of what I'm doing, like shit's starting to go up for me, you know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
It ain't, I'm not saying I'm like, oh shit, I'm up here, I'm like fucking somebody known, but I'm just saying in 8 years compared to this past year and a half, like shit has definitely been moving a lot faster for me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you said you got linked up with Def Jams for an interview like a while back. How'd you set that up?
Actually, it wasn't planned. It was crazy. It was just, at the time, it was about 6 to 8 months into me and one of my partners, making our music. We were putting out a bunch of freestyles, putting them out on YouTube, and like we would pick songs that were popping at the time, you know what I'm saying? You look up on the Billboard, pick some shit that's popping, hop in the studio, bam, hit a freestyle on it real quick, throw it up on YouTube. You got a lot of people searching that song, and like we were picking up a lot of shit, like hundreds of thousands of views in a matter of a couple of weeks, and like, it was at the time we're also reaching out, trying to, we're barely getting into making music, so we're trying to figure out like what routes we can go reaching out to people. And, we came across somebody that, used to be affiliated with like Puff Daddy and, Biggie and their management team and shit like that. And like, eventually they connected us with their vice president, and end up, he pretty much put his name on us and took what we had at the time, which were our freestyles and maybe like 3 or 4 written songs, but nothing that we really didn't have no established like I said, no fan base, no sales, nothing really, just music with hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube, freestyles, and just like really poppy songs, just like really commercial appealing songs, you know what I'm saying? And so, this dude Conrad, he got us, flown out there, and just a meeting over one night with Lenny Santiago, their vice president at the time, which was in 2000, I want to say maybe like 2008. No, maybe, it had to have been like 2010 maybe, And so like, he was a vice president at the time, and we were up in New York at the Universal building, and just, 2 o'clock in the morning, and, sat there with him for about 6 hours and just showed him all our freestyles, all our music, what direction we wanted to go. And like I said, he liked everything, liked all the music, just we didn't have nothing at the time, So just basically told us, you know, like whether you do y'all's thing together or whether, you know, somewhere down the road it ends up y'all are, you know, anything, like you might end up doing your own thing, like just never stop. And like this shit could eventually blow up because it's like I hear nothing but potential with it, you know. So like, yeah, shit, it was like 3 years out of high school, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like the main thing that just pushed me to want to keep doing this shit, you know. It was crazy, man. That shit was unexpected, you know what I'm saying? And but it's just like something that just like doesn't really happen to anybody. And, you know, like, you can't, like, it wouldn't have just happened. You can't just have shitty music and expect something like that to happen, you know what I'm saying? So it was also just like, damn, you're barely into making music. And, you know, you got someone that's like, hey, you know, you got something pretty good going here. Like, I would actually put my name to back you, you know? And so